Hello, everybody. Welcome to Monday. The S&P 500 was down about 1.75% today, really reacting to the tariffs in the end. The market was doing okay because the tariffs were supposed to start today, and then, of course, they're going to start tomorrow. That's what happened the last time. A couple weeks back, there was some tariffs announced on a Friday, supposed to start on Monday. Monday comes, the market actually dropped about 2%. And then they announced the tariffs were going to be the next day on Tuesday. And then by Tuesday, they'd actually announced that they, weren't going to be doing the tariffs because they'd worked out a deal to delay it up until today. So, kind of similar situation here, where Monday market wasn't down that much because a lot of people said, okay, it's not going to happen today. But at the end of the day, Trump said that the tariffs were all set, and that you could see the big fall off, from that as far as that goes. So, will we really have them or not? We'll have to wait and see, unfortunately. Obviously, there's a lot of consternation with the market trying to figure out what's going on there. So are we still in the negotiating phase here where we're trying to get some kind of concession? I know one of the things they talked about over the weekend was trying to get Mexico and Canada to increase their tariffs on China in exchange for not having tariffs from the U.S. So matching actually the U.S.'s 20% tariffs. So that's kind of out there. We're going to have to wait and see what happens along those lines. We did get a report in the morning from the manufacturing sector, which showed some slowdown in manufacturing and some increases in pricing. So that's when you start talking about the possibility of stagflation, sorry, where essentially, the market is growing, but it's still quite slow, and there's higher inflation that's continuing to grow. And you can see what's happening here, basically, because of all the uncertainty with the layoffs and the tariffs and what have you. A lot of companies are just, via the interviews that I've read all weekend, they're just waiting. They want to wait and see what's going to happen. They're not going to take any big projects on and what have you. So you're going to get a slowdown economically if enough people do that. And then, of course, we still have some inflationary pressures that are built in. Just the expectations for these tariffs, I think, is creating some inflationary pressure. As we saw from the consumer sentiment surveys, the expectation for inflation going up was quite high, actually. And so that's, all that might work its way out as far as that goes. We're still in the same range. We're at 5850, essentially. The range has been about 5800 to 6100, give or take. And so we're still in the range. We're just moving around. Friday, we were up a bunch. We're supposed to do our show on Friday, and actually one of our pieces of equipment broke. We couldn't do the show, and I didn't get to do my summary, unfortunately, but we will be here next Friday. So nonetheless, the situation here is just kind of a wait and see, just like the market's doing. Again, we're still going sideways. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't fall at the bottom of that, level of 5,800 if the tariffs actually do become, in effect. Then the next question would be, how long do they stay in effect before things change? And, what type of pressures come into play from all these different participants, the auto manufacturers and what have you. I saw a headline today saying that auto prices would go up an average of $12,000 pretty much overnight because of these tariffs, that kind of thing. And are they really going to let that happen or not? We'll see. I still think we're still in the negotiating phase of this, but we'll figure it out. Again, we've been through this before. Back in 2018, the market did fall during that period of time and then recovered once they stopped, kind of doing the tariff piece. The tariffs are still there. As I mentioned many times, it's still money that's coming out, from the Chinese tariffs that were put back in 2018. So anyway, the market is a little bit used to this. We did see a little bit of a rally right at the end of the day today, kind of brought us back up from about 2.25% down to 1.75% down. So I think there's still some dip buying activity that comes into play here too. So anyway, that's what happened today. Look forward to seeing what's going to happen tomorrow. Again, things are kind of fluid right now. We'll see how this plays out. Look forward to talking to you then. Thank you.